Hi friends. Hope everybody's doing well out there today. Afternoon, evening, or night, depending on your time zone.
Matt Brown might just be bidding a final farewell to his family and the spotlight for good. Although he was once a recognized face on the set of the Alaskan Bush People, his life seemed to take a dramatic turn for the worse. From addiction problems to strained family relationships, Matt's fall from grace landed him in a trap of his own making. He may be known for his charm and good looks, but a few controversies threw those traits out the window. Now, his fate is in the hands of a court's decision. Fans have wondered what this means for his career moving forward. Is this goodbye forever? Legal drama and a load of controversy. For years, Matt Brown was the face of charisma and leadership on the Discovery Channel's Alaskan Bush People. As the firstborn of a family like the Browns, who somehow came into media success, he had tremendous responsibility on his shoulders, and it wasn't the kind to be put down anytime soon. However, his family and the rest of the world were unaware that Matt was fighting battles that would destroy his television career and fracture his family relationships. Matt's struggles with alcohol misuse first came to light in 2016. He enrolled himself in the Betty Ford Center for treatment. He knew he needed some kind of help because the problem was beginning to eat away at his relationships and the way he lived his life. Matt admitted that he had started to notice himself spiraling. This acknowledgement was not coming from a place of healing and renewal. He was in trouble with his addictions. The impact of this lifestyle on his family and the show's production was immediate. While the rest of the Brown family relocated to Washington State to continue filming, Matt remained in California. He may have been distanced physically, but emotionally, it was even worse. His absence from family gatherings and filming schedules grew noticeable. What happened to be a short break to heal himself created a void in the family that prided itself on showing up as a solid unit. Although he had completed his treatment in 2016, it did not mean he had ended his deal with alcohol. He kept returning to the one thing threatening to disrupt his life and the lives of the people he cared deeply about. 2 years later, he was signing up again for rehab after what he described as a year of ups and downs. This was disappointing and heartbreaking to the rest of his family and Matt Brown fans worldwide. It was a shame that he couldn't put his life together when it mattered the most. He had a running back and forth with the rehab situation. His behavior was unpredictable and highly concerning. The most devastating blow to Matt's reputation came in 2020 when he was accused of rape by 2 women. Both accusations occurred separately, and it was clear that he was no longer in control of his life. He could not own up to his actions. The accusations sounded like something a person prone to violence and hatred was capable of. According to reports, the alleged intimate mistreatment took place after Matt had spent several days drinking heavily. It connected back to his substance misuse. He had a pattern that made things worse. He would drink uncontrollably, then get violent on the nearest victim he could find. What made these allegations damaging was their timing and publicity. Many fans of the Discovery Channel show were initially unaware of the mistreatment accusations. On screen, Matt still maintained his reputation as an individual part of a wholesome family unit with strong values. It was jarring to try to reconcile the person people thought Matt was to who he was in real life. His family found themselves forced to defend a family member who did not give himself a fighting chance when it came to his relationship with alcohol. These accusations were not slight. They could topple everything the Browns had worked so hard to get. While these allegations garnered significant media attention and forever changed Matt's public image, no formal charges were filed against him. It was strange for accusations of this magnitude to exist in public record without any resolution to provide justice to the victims. The revelation of the mistreatment allegations triggered a media storm. If there's anything everyone collectively agrees about on the internet, it is hate against violence against women. Media outlets took up the matter. Tabloids and social media tore apart the situation. They speculated about his guilt and stirred up strong dislike for Matt among many. The public reaction was not good at all. Comment sections were filled with hate, condemnation, and demands for accountability. It was a permanent mark on his reputation. The entertainment industry's response was nothing as substantial as the public's. The production companies involved tried to pry themselves away from the discussion, but it was a difficult feat to accomplish. Even if formal charges were not pursued, the accusations affected them regardless. Due to the scandal, Matt relocated to California. There, he has been living alone. He has been isolated from both his family and his former life in the spotlight. Things are no longer the way they used to be. Matt Brown's fall from grace leaves spectators and fans of the Alaskan Bush family at a crossroads. Would he ever be redeemed, or is he cursed to carry this reputation for the rest of his life? The Matt Brown saga changed the trajectory of the show, Alaskan Bush People, from a feel-good family adventure show into a program haunted by legal drama, family beef, and a first son who didn't know how to control his alcohol intake. Whatever image the Brown family was trying to maintain was tarnished. No amount of wild living could change that. Meet the Browns. One must start at the tree's top to know the Brown family. The head of this wilderness scheme is Billy Brown. He passed away in 2021, but while he was alive, he had strict values that led the family as a whole. Billy believed in living free without restraints or the stifling conventions of society. He had a bubbly personality and easily dominated the camera. He had a commanding aura about him. It made him stand out as the patriarch of the house. He might have been the perfect image of a father figure on paper, but his relationship with his children was kind of complex and varied between children. Billy's wife was Amy Brown, and they married in 1979. They had 7 children and stayed married for 49 years. Like other Brown members, Amy had a resilience and a kind of strength that was rare for a woman of her age. She fell seriously ill from lung cancer and survived the battle. Her relationship with her children, unlike their fathers, is one of deep respect and a lot of patience. Amy is usually the logical voice of reason when all else fails. Since Billy passed, she has done everything possible to maintain the sacred family unit that landed them a popular television show. Amy might have lost her husband to the cold claws of death, but she persevered like tragedy was nothing to her. Matt Brown happens to be the eldest son. He can be considered the most charismatic person in the group. His wilderness skills and confidence made him a favorite during the show's early seasons, but things took a dark turn after his terrible relationship with alcohol surfaced. His current relationship status is unknown mainly, but there was news that he dated Heather Bagayas in 2006. Some sources claim he is dating someone, but her identity remains vague. This secrecy is understandable, considering his previous relationships had suffered intense public scrutiny. The secrecy might also result from the series of events he faced that led to this self-isolation he is currently embroiled in. Matt Brown has an estranged relationship with his whole family. It is pretty sad because it feels like a wolf that left its pack to live solo. Who is a wolf without his pack? He no longer connects with any pack member and prefers to live alone. His isolation and legal troubles are not improving his romantic life. On one hand, this estrangement is good for him to find himself and discover who he is without the identity that the Alaskan Bush People dictate for him. On the other hand, he is drifting farther away from his family, losing the familial connection everyone spends their entire lives protecting. This distance from family and the public might be a blessing and a curse. Perhaps he gets better away from the scrutiny, or he falls into a self-destructive spiral, and there is no one to help him get out of it. The fact that fans still hope for Matt to find love speaks to the sympathy many still feel for him despite his past controversies. Joshua Bam Bam Brown is one of the more reserved family members. Ironically, he got his nickname from being one of the slightly more energetic kids among their children. According to specific sources, the nickname has been attributed to the cartoon character Bam Bam Rubble from the Flintstones. The character was known for being very strong and energetic as a baby. Bam Bam has remained notably private about his romantic life, with no known serious relationships or marriages becoming public. He is not active on social media. He prefers to stay out of the spotlight while contributing his 2 cents to the family's survival efforts. His relationship with his siblings is stable and unproblematic. He usually takes on the role of peacekeeper when there is conflict. Solomon Bear Brown earns his reputation as one of the most energetic and unpredictable. His spontaneity earned him some fans. People seemed to love how he could get up and get an idea of his own on the spot. Others found it excessive. His personal life was just as chaotic as his regular life. He had a highly publicized relationship with Raven Adams. Raven originally grew up far away from Alaska. Raven was raised in the suburbs of Colorado. As she grew, she moved around. She lived in Texas and Washington. She moved around with her mother, Cassie Michelle, a well-known West Coast wedding photographer. There is not much information about Raven on the internet outside of her relationship with Bear, but one would find that she loves to give back to the community. She has hosted several fundraisers. The couple met at Bear's brother's wedding in 2018, where Raven was assisting her mother, Cassie Michelle, the photographer for the event. They started dating and got engaged in 2019. Their happiness was short-lived. 2 weeks after the engagement announcement, they broke up. Despite their breakup, Raven was already pregnant with their first child. She was still pregnant with their son when Raven filed a restraining order against Bear. She accused him of displaying erratic and violent behavior. She alleged that he had threatened her and engaged in drug use. It became a whole-blown battle when Bear attacked with an allegation of his own. He questioned the paternity of their child and filed court papers for the disestablishment of his paternity rights. 3 days before their son River was born in March 2020, Raven dropped the restraining order. River was born, and the legal case was dropped altogether. Somehow the drama was far from over. He came on social media to claim that he had not been informed about River's birth until days after it happened. The situation added to their former problems and present issues about child support and visitation rights. They also tried to reconcile a couple of times. They became the off-and-on couple of country entertainment. They split and got together between 2020 and 2021. Bear and Raven surprised fans and probably themselves by tying the knot in an intimate ceremony in January 2022. Bear then expressed his happiness to People magazine, saying it felt terrific to be a married man and that he had loved Raven a long time. Their second son, Cove, was born in early 2023. As expected, their marriage was short-lived. In December 2022, only weeks before they were expected to welcome Cove into the world, Raven announced their separation on social media. She claimed they had mutually decided to co-parent their children. Recently, the couple has announced they are expecting their third child together. It's okay if you wonder why. We are all thinking the same thing. Throughout their relationship, Raven has been vocal about her desire for stability and a healthy environment for their children. In various social media posts, she has indicated that Bear has been unable to provide their family the happy home she seeks. This situation is only an indication of the kind of personality Bear possesses. Gabriel Gabe Brown has more traditional values than the rest of the family. He married Raquel Rose and started his own family with 2 children while remaining close to his parents and siblings. Gabe's marriage has way more stability than one would expect. He is a devout husband and father. Noah Brown is the family's intellectual. He has interests in technology and engineering. His interests sometimes clash with their off-grid lifestyle. He married Rain Alicia in 2018, and they separated in January 2025. They have 2 sons, Elijah and Adam. Amora Snowbird Brown, affectionately known as Bird, is the first girl in the Brown family. Having 5 older brothers, she developed an authoritarian, tomboyish personality. Unlike several of her brothers, Bird has been single and seems to appreciate her independence more than anything else. She is the most reserved but contributes to the family discussion when necessary. Catherine Rain Brown is the youngest of the Brown children. She grew up entirely in the public eye, and as the family's baby, she enjoys a protective relationship with most of her family members. Rain has avoided the romantic dramas that have plagued some of her older siblings. She focuses on herself and tries to keep things that personally interest her away from the spotlight. The Brown family is not a perfect bunch. Their imperfections have kept them in the media gaze for longer than necessary. They have gone through the best and worst times together. The legal controversies, their mother's cancer journey, Billy's demise, and the media's assumptions that they were faking their lifestyle. Through each difficulty, they adapt, learn, and bond even strongly. Matt Brown's fall from grace might have been shielded if he had still been together with his family, but we would never know now. Fall from grace, Matt Brown was fired from the show. It came as a surprise to the fans especially. He had been going in and out of rehab. Then he had 2 claims of intimate misconduct. Even though the Los Angeles district attorney decided not to prosecute him, his reputation was knee-deep in mud. The network's decision to cut ties with Matt wasn't sudden. It resulted from all the issues brewing behind the scenes. Discovery Channel was forced to make a decision. They could either maintain their family-friendly brand, while one of their cast members was dealing with serious allegations, or take a calculated business risk and remove Matt. They took the risk and removed him. In the entertainment business, there was no sentiment. Matt's situation posed genuine legal and ethical concerns that demanded swift action. The family's public response was restrained. Rather than defending Matt publicly or providing detailed explanations, the Brown family decided to be silent. This silent strategy worked for them. It protected Matt's privacy during his legal troubles and shielded the remaining family members from actively participating in the controversy. Longtime viewers who had watched Matt grow up on screen expressed disappointment, while others supported the family's decision to distance themselves from the controversy. Social media platforms became battlegrounds where supporters and critics debated everything. The consequences of Matt's departure extended far beyond simply losing a television